Sorry guys, I had told you that the last video was the last one, but I forgot to tell you guys how to save. So once you're done, we're gonna save it as PSD. Actually, if it's gonna take you several days to work on this, good idea is to save it first. Put it in the right directory with the right name. So we're gonna save as PSD and also save as a JPEG. So mine has been saved. So if you press on save, actually it had it. Okay, yeah, it was. So mine was saved already. So you can go to File, Save, and if it's the first time you save, it's gonna tell you File, Save it as. Make sure you put it in the right directory, and it's gonna save it as a PSD because it's a Photoshop extension. You can see it right there. Okay, but the one you're gonna submit to me is gonna be a JPEG. So what I want you to do is go to File, Save As. After you save it as a PSD, go to File, Save As, and just go down here and select JPEG, that one right there. All right, let me make sure I'm the right one. Yes. And here I'm gonna save it. So kitchen rendering. Save it. So when this appears, you put options. I always put 12 for the highest quality. Put OK. Now what it did, it's gonna stay as PSD, but there's another file called, in my case I put kitchen rendering, and it's a JPEG. So if I want to open the JPEG, just keep in mind you always want to leave your work as a PSD, always. Because if you need to come back and make some changes, you can do so, which I'm going to do right now. But the JPEG, what it is, I'm going to open the JPEG so you can see. This is the JPEG right there. See, we have the kitchen PSD JPEG, the JPEG file. If I open the JPEG, what it does, it just flans all the layers. So I can then come here and start moving stuff around because everything's one image. Okay, so do that. Now, always leave your PSD available, because if you need to come make some changes, you want to do that. So, and always leave the layers, don't merge the layers, leave them open. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab all my layers, even the sketch. Let me unlock it. All right, let me unlock it. So I'm going to grab all my layers. Okay, because I'm noticing that I'm not, my image is not centered in my canvas, and that's something you want to do. So I'm just going to move it with my arrow, try to more or less align my sketch in the center of that sheet right there, or that canvas. Let's say around there. Okay, and what I did, I just moved it with the arrows. You can use your mouse too. There, and then I'm going to turn off again the sketch so it looks a little bit more in the center. All right, and then what I'm going to do now, before I save it as a JPEG again, I'm going to come to text right here, and I'm going to put, that's text right there. It opens. You can change the size and also the font right here. All right, maybe I can do it like a 24, and I'm going to put my name. That's what you're going to do also, put your name. Now, by the way, make sure you're in the right color. Here is the color. So I'm going to click on that. I want it black. And I'm going to put Mr. this AR, in your case, put the class ARCE 1421. Oops, number locks are off. 1421 V01. If you're in my dual credit, it's going to be S01. Right? And then you're going to put, oops, I put enter. We can go back to it. Again, it creates a layer of that. So I have my text layer right here. So if we need to go back and make some changes, just go to text again. And on that layer, click, and it'll give you access again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come here to the text or the character palette. If you don't see it, you can find it here on window. Make sure character is available. And notice the spacing right now between my name and the class is too big. This will be the one that takes care of that. So I'm just gonna pull that one in. You can just click here, or you can just hover on top of that and move bigger or smaller. So I'm gonna go around there, and then I'm gonna come here and put here fall 2020. I'm pressing the wrong enter. And it's gonna be kitchen rendering. All right. So we know who is who. Like now, something that you need to think about is also the way that it displays. Train your eye. Now in my case, it gave me a perfect space here to put it. In your case, might not. So be creative. See where you put it. In my case, I think it's too big, that font. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Change the spacing here. All right. Maybe around there. And then what I'm gonna do, let me see. Maybe I can change the. Let's see how that looks. Nah, I'd rather have it centered. Here's when you as a designer are gonna decide where to put all this information. Okay, so put your name, the class, your the fall, the semester, and the project name. Right. Again, if you're in the dual credit, it's gonna be SO1, I believe, or SO2. Forgot. Okay, so now once you add this, now you can save the PSD. Okay. Now that's why I did it. Like I added this. That way you know if you need to. Why you need to have your PSD available. You can go in there and make changes. Now I'm gonna save it as again, and I'm gonna replace the old one. So I'm gonna come here, go to Jpeg, and then I'm gonna select kitchen rendering, which was the one that I saved before, the Jpeg. So I'm gonna replace it. So I'm gonna put, it's gonna ask me, do you wanna replace it? I wanna say yes. Maximum 12, there we go. Now this is my PSD, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna close it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open the JPEG, which is the one you're gonna send me. There you go. So it looks more centered. Of course, mine is not done. You have to finish it completely, and then with the information that should go there. All right. So now this is the last video. Any questions, please let me know.